Guess we'll have to wait and see. Shit. What's going on, Sandra? Sandra, welcome, Sandra. Where are you watching from? Chrome by Walker. What's going on? What's going on? Appreciate you guys and men and women stopping by. New York. Nice. New York. How's the weather up in New York? It's hot. It's hot here. Humid now. Just Banana. What's going on, Just Banana? JCJ. What's going on? Appreciate you guys stopping by. We're just here. I don't know. I posted the link on one of the boot groups that I'm a part of, so I don't know if anybody is coming over from over there. But appreciate you guys coming by. I'm trying to figure out these little live videos. I don't know if you guys like them or not. Um, Pearson Cap 2. What's up? Um, what's up? What's up? So I'm trying to figure out this whole live situation. See what the deal is as far as getting on. I feel like 9 o'clock is probably a good time because that'll give me. I get to the shop about 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30, and then I'll work for a couple hours, have some coffee, and then about 9 o'clock is. I think it's a good time. It's a good time for me, but let me know what you guys think. If it's easier to do it in the morning or if it's easier to do it at night. But usually at nighttime, I try to spend time with my kids though. Grass mowing. Hey, grass mowing. I do upload here recently. Honestly, I've been just doing a lot of lives since we moved to the new shop. We've just been trying to work on it. I mean, you can probably look and you can still see a mess. I gotta move some benches over, um, and so we still have a bunch of cleaning up, rearranging to do. And so it's been a mess. And then I got customers that want their stuff back, and I mean they're not nagging me about it, but I'm sure they would like to have their stuff back. So I'm trying to work on stuff that needs to be done, make boots, um, try to organize a little bit and try to do what I can. It's hard to keep up with, especially when you're the only one doing everything. I do get help from family, but they're busy too. They've got lives, they've got jobs they need to go to, so I don't nag people about helping me. I just do what I can when I can. That's why my shop is a mess 90% of the time. Let's see. I try. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Patrick. I'm a boot maker. We make cowboy boots. Um, actually, let me see. But these boots are just these are paired Tacovas. They're just in for some new soles and heels. So we do that too. Da, 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 da. I'll show you guys the new pair of boots I'm building. Antonio, yeah, man, I'm trying to make that money, man. Trying to. So this pair of boots that I'm working on. If you've been on any of our lives here in the past few days, you probably noticed these. So these are the boots that are in the process of being built. So, so Manny's boots. I'm probably gonna get my tags redone, but I bought 50 of them, so I'm gonna go through 50 tags before I go redo my tags again because I paid money for them. Sandra, I'm country, but I had to move to New York. I love boots. I have them on right now. Custom snakeskin. Custom snakeskin. That's awesome, Sandra. So you said you had to move to New York. So where are you from originally? And who made your boots? You said custom snakeskin. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who on here is like on here like for the first time. If you're on here watching this live for the first time, put a one down in the comments. I want to see what I need to start keeping track of the people who are the first timers. I'll show you guys some more boots I've got here. Um, Grasshopper Plus, welcome to the live. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for me, so you can be notified. Uh, William, hey, thank you for the tip. So this is another pair I made right here. This is buffalo skin and kid skin top, and all this stitching was done one row at a time. William, welcome. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and if you're watching this live for the first time, give me a number one. Is it Kieran? 2014. Crush broke up with a boyfriend. She is always around me now, and she sent me a heart when she woke up. Well, I guess that's her. I guess it's your turn, buddy. Well, I mean, everybody mispronounces my last name, which is Gutierrez, but um, so I apologize if I butchered your name. It wasn't my intention. Um, it does matter because I mean it's your name, and it's a respect thing. I want to respect your name and how you say your name because that's your name. So if you can type one of those little things on how to say your name properly, like Facebook does, I'll be happy to retry again. What sewing machine? We use a lot of sewing machines. Quite a few of them actually. I'll walk you around. Um, oh, this is another pair of boots I made right here. This one still they still haven't gotten picked up yet. This is bull shoulder. And the thing about these boots is they're all made by me here in the shop. Um, we make every part of these boots. And this is the pair that I was showing Sandra earlier. As you can see, there's no bottom, so we have to put them all together. So like Karen, Karen, is that right? Karen. Let me know if I said it right. Karen, right? Karen, Kentucky. I've got actually my father-in-law's family. They've got a lot of family up in Kentucky. So let me get some of these shoes out the way. Some of these stuff is just in for repairs, stuff that I got to get ready to ship out to customers that I've shipped stuff in. So let me move some of the stuff over here to the shelf because people do ship a lot of stuff in for repair. Um, and so we just ship it back. And we also repair our own stuff, but we mainly do a lot of cowboy boots and work boots and stuff like that. But anyway, so this machine right here is a machine, and this is what we do. This is what does all the fancy stitching on top of the boots. Um, I was using, like in this, we just moved here, like so where everything's still a mess. Excuse the mess. This is a Singer 3115, which is what's originally used. So Kai, K, not K, but Kai, Kyron, right? Kyron, Kyron. And this is actually one of the old shoemakers machines. This one was made in 1889, and this one was made in 1923. It's hard to find parts for these machines because Singer, uh, they don't they don't service their industrial machines any longer, and so it's hard to find. That's why we have to kind of revert to finding. Move this here. That's why we have to kind of revert to finding machines that we can get parts for. Kyron, Kyron. All right, well, cool. See, we got it right. Um, so yeah, um, grass mowing. I mean, you can still get parts. What we do for stuff like that is what we do and try to do is buy machines that are basically, we buy machines for parts and we just keep running. I mean, especially with some of those machines we got from like the 40s and 60s, um, we have no choice but to just keep them running. And we do have a newer post, but these are all just Chinese machines. They're not bad. They do the job, but at the end of the day, there's nothing like a good sewing machine, like the old Singers or even the German machines. I mean, those things, they're machines. And even the Japanese, they have the Seikos and stuff like that. I mean, they're good machines. I've never sewed on a Seiko, but it's about the same quality as these old Singers, which they're pretty good. So it's just the way they stitch. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to explain it, but we have to use what's available to us. We got 24 people on this live. I'm actually surprised we got people sooner. Usually it takes a little bit to get people in here, like minutes. And so I don't know. I don't know. For a tour, yeah, most of them who come in, they like to see this stuff. I mean, because you don't really see it often, unless you come to the shop and you're like, hey, I want to get a pair of boots made, and they're all just intrigued with the sewing machines and the last and everything, and it's one of those things you don't see it. So yeah, people do come in and ask for tours and whatnot. We give them to them anyway. You know, we talk to them because one of the things we do a lot is we basically educate our customers as far as boots go. Like these last right here. You know, we take a last and we make it to the customer's feet. So these are going to be the boots that are going to be. So this, once we get the last finally done with the customer's measurements, they're going to go over here. Um, so they'll go like this, and they'll sit like that. We'll have to, we pull it to the sides and do all that stuff. We got to finish the last first, and then we got to treat it so it kind of moves over. Grass bone, yep. I mean, and they do come, and I mean, because there's a lot of customers. Actually during COVID, we almost closed the shop down, and because I mean during COVID, we were doing a lot of repairs, and so we were doing so many repairs that we didn't really have a lot of. I didn't have a big order of custom boots like we do now, and I had four people working for me doing repairs, and one day I said, you know what, we need to figure something out, and I went to go drive trucks, and I was this close to closing the shop down, and just driving trucks and making boots on the weekend. And I had a couple customers who I've been doing business with for years who said, "You better not be closing that shop down." So, thanks to my customers and my wife, really, is the reason I'm still here, because they didn't allow me to close it down, and I'm glad I did. So, I mean, it ain't the easiest thing, but it's getting better. William Small, appreciate the subscribe. Thank you for subscribing, William. Um, yeah, I'm familiar with Boot Barn. That's where I buy my kids boots. I'm also an Ariat dealer, but my son. The thing with Ariat is like we have to buy a lot of it to keep it in stock, so I don't really buy a lot. But if you go to our website, you can see some on there. But no, I refer people all the time, because I mean our custom boots start out at $1,800 a pair. So there's people that for whatever reason, maybe it's not in their budget yet. Anyway, usually they'll give me a heads up, and so what they'll do is they'll ask me about brands, what brands would work better, or what can they do to to spend a certain amount of money on a pair of boots off the shelf. And so I'm always happy to refer people because I mean the thing when it comes to these boots, I mean it is an investment, and it's a good investment for your feet. But at the same time, when it comes to boots like this, I'm not going to talk you into them. I can talk you into them and sell you on them, but the problem with that is if I have to talk you into the boots, you're going to always have questions about, why does it feel like this? Why does it do this? And the other term, if you just do it on your own, you're fine. Grass mowing, yes, yeah, we do actually a lot of it. We do quite a bit through the mail. I actually have a whole shelf full of boots and shoes and stuff over there that we've got to ship out this week. I'm actually getting boxes ready. I'm fixing to start getting boxes ready to ship some stuff out. So we do ship quite a few things out actually, and through our website we do a lot of drop shipping too. So if you order something on the website and we don't have it in stock, we'll drop ship it. And I think we also got our super chats fixed. We had somebody on the one of the first little chats lives we went on. Um, they were trying to send us a super chat or a thank you or whatever, and for some reason I thought they were active, but they're not. And I think we got it fixed now. So, but I appreciate the support. I appreciate the comments. Um, it's always cool to see some people out here. And I'm trying to do different things. I mean, I've thought about having like a little, you know, I mean, I don't really consider myself a great teacher, but if we can do something to where people would would watch, I could probably do a series on how to repair boots, you know, because honestly, there's a lot of people that try to tell you and give you advice, but they hide a lot of the little nitpicking. Um, little secrets on how to finish the work off. And honestly, a lot of that stuff, I mean, I had to learn on my own. We got 13 people watching. Yeah, I've been fighting with this heel since yesterday. So, threaded nails, man, they're in there. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, but I mean, the thing is, I mean, honestly, I don't consider myself to be the best bootmaker. Um, and it's kind of like there's a guy that I know in Texas that, that's basically all he does. He takes like a student for 2 weeks, and he does that year round now. He was a bootmaker, and he was actually a school teacher, and so he does that in Texas now. Um, and I mean, when I talked to him last, he stays pretty busy. But my thing was going to be more like a YouTube thing, which honestly, I always recommend people if they're going to do something like this. I always recommend you find somebody that already does it and just go work for them. Let me go get my. Uh, we're actually located in Reynolds, Georgia. Reynolds. That's kind of like central Georgia. So that little plastic curtain gets aggravating, but it keeps the dust down in the front part, which is where we do all the. And I apologize for all that wiggle. Um, but I don't know. I've thought about doing a little course, but then with all that, you got to have patterns. You got to have. I guess I can do it because I mean a lot of the stuff. I mean, there's stuff that was taught to me that was like secret, and so I mean I could make a pair of boots without showing some of those secrets. Georgia, it's not too bad. I mean, we've been in Georgia since 2001, so it is not that I don't think he would mind, but me showing all that stuff. But I think a lot of it more on my part, it's more out of respect. I don't want to be that guy. But we can make a pair of boots without using this person's methods, and just it's not going to be like my stuff, and I can probably take what he taught me and what I learned from somebody else and make a base course out of it. Yeah, I mean, we could probably do something like that. And it's not really that there's any trade secrets. What happens a lot of times when it comes to the boots is everybody does it different. And that's one thing I learned because I've talked to you guys in Texas, man. We talk and I tell him and I ask somebody, I was like, hey, how did you do that? How did you get to that point? And he told me, he said, man, I don't even want to tell you. And he's like, I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to know, but because it is so different that it's just going to confuse you. So, and I get that. I mean, making boots in its own, it's confusing. Um, but we can make boots without having to do any of that stuff. So we can just because you can make the basic patterns, and what we can do probably is, if somebody was willing to pay for that course, you choose what size you are, kind of roughly what size you are, and then what I can do is I can send you the pattern for your vamp and your heel counter, depending on what your size is, and then just go from there. But I don't know. I thought about doing so because believe it or not, I've had a few people ask me about it. Or, one of the things that I think there's a big need for is actual repair services. Because, we've kind of, since we getting all these boot orders in, we've kind of slowed down taking repairs. And I thought about having somebody at the shop, man, but it ends up being more of a headache, honestly. So, and I appreciate the likes. We got 5 likes. We got 15 people watching. So, it's funny, Grasmo. I don't know where you're from, but I'm assuming you're close if you're familiar with a lot of these places. But I've never been to a Braves game, never been to an UGA football. Uh, I've been to South Carolina just in passing, but I've never been to like Myrtle Beach or anything like that. Um, or Hilton Head, I've never been to any of those places. I've been to Savannah, um, and I think my favorite part of Florida is when we go to somewhere we go to Destin. That's where we go, Destin or Orange Beach. Man, I'm gonna have to cut the AC on one of these days, man. God, it's getting a little toasty in here. I'm trying not to get too many. Tennessee. Oh, nice. Now Tennessee, I like Tennessee. I like Tennessee. What part of Tennessee you from? We got 6 people on here. I tell you what, man. A lot of these people were complaining about Tecovas and their boots falling apart. That they decided to, no joke, man, beef these things out. Golly, they've become such a pain in the butt to take apart. What's going on, the Falcons? Who are you? Uh, no, no grease. We keep it like this because I used to put oil in it to keep it from squeaking. But if I put oil in it, it gets real loose, and you can basically just push it, and it'll just start turning. I don't like that, so I just let it squeak a little bit. Falcons, we tried. Who who's the Falcons? What's your name? Tony. I mean, to each their own. Ben, what's going on, Ben? Danielle, Daniel, I don't know about a master, man, but I think we can always aspire to be better. Welcome back, Ben. Uh, Well, I'm in Reynolds, Georgia. Sí, 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 hablo español. No, I don't press it. We get it in sheets like this, and so we just glue them on and hammer it down. And then when it's all ready, we just kind of grind off the excess, and then it kind of leaves a nice, smooth little spot. The only time, I mean, you know, it's a personal preference kind of thing. People do this. People have said they like it better doing during just new and not so much doing repairs, but it don't really matter to me. I have not. I have not, Daniel, or the Falcon. Ben. I'm losing track of comments. I've had my thing. Where's it at? Oh, I lost something. No, I don't. Because even on a lot of the custom cowboys we make, I mean, a lot of times they use lining leather instead of cork. Because you got to think cork is going to crumble. Over time it'll compress and it'll kind of hold the shape. But you saw this. I mean, there's a little moisture that got in there from that hole in this and just crumbled apart. Just kind of fell apart. Which is why a lot of boot makers, when they make boots, they'll fill this little area with leather. And actually, um, I don't have a boot halfway finished to show you, but the shake cover comes to about right there, and it's a thick piece of veg tan. And then up here, they fill it up with just lining leather. Yeah, William. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I mean, I don't really people who don't like boots. I mean, that's on them. I grew up on a ranch wearing boots anyway, so I mean, it's like boots are just a part of me. Daniel, just subscribe. Thank you, buddy. Mi familia somos de Jalisco, de Arandas, Jalisco. I'm just here picking the stitches out so that when we restitch the boot, we can reuse the welt since these boots weren't that bad. Left my, I was doing something the other day over there yesterday, and grass mowing. Yeah, we actually do. I mean, to be honest with you, I would say 99% of my family's still in Mexico. The only family I got here, but my wife and our kids and her parents, but my mom and dad are here, but all my cousins and aunts and uncles are all down in Mexico. But I do have some scattered around. I have an aunt in Spain, and I think I've got another uncle in Italy or something like that. I don't somewhere over there. We try to go as often as we can, but we've been so trying to get our business back up and going. It's been a number of years. It's been before COVID since I've been to Mexico. I'll say that. I think last time I went was 2017. I think. No, they can't because they can't get a visa, and not because they don't want to, but because for one, the cost to get a visa, and quite frankly, they can't afford um, to come. For some reason, um, I do have some family that has managed to get visas to come and travel, like, but you have to prove so much, you know, and and they don't just give visas out. You know, you have to kind of like argue. I'm not understanding your comment, Wondery. I am Mexican. I am from Mexico. I am Mexican, senor. No, I love Mexicans, man. Well, it's like anything else. I mean, I don't want to get too political on here, but it's like anything else. You know, you got your good Mexicans, you got your bad Mexicans. Um, so I can't really complain too much on that note. Um, all I can say is just like anything else. You got your good Mexicans, bad Mexicans. The way I look at it is everybody's got their own political thing. And what up, Bug Man? No, it's gone crazy, man. We start talking Spanish and it's gone off the rails here for a minute, but I'm just working on boots. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, some Tacovas we're putting some new soles on, but I'm picking the stitches out so when we restitch them, we'll have we'll be able to use the same welt without causing any damage. Good morning, Bugman. I don't know who these people are. I just know that I'm Mexican because I was well, if I'm being honest with you, I was born in California, but I grew up in Mexico, and I didn't live in California long enough to know anything about it. So I just tell people that I'm from Mexico. Because when I came to the United States in 2001, I didn't know how to speak English. I didn't know a lick of English. I know how to say the numbers from 1 to 5. That's it. And then I came here to the US. I didn't have a choice but to learn the language. We learned the language, and here we are today. Órale, pues. Gracias por estar acá. Ben. ¿Cómo se llama? Benja, ¿no? Benja. Benjamín. Gracias. Que tenga buen día. Well, I'll say I'm Mexican because I'm from Mexico. Not because somebody else told me I was Mexican. I mean, if you're in Mexico and you talk to a Mexican, they're going to tell you they're Mexicano. It's just is what it is, right? Again, I'm not trying to make this live political. So Mexicans are proud to be Mexicans. I mean, I don't know where all this is coming from. I mean, I might be wrong. I mean, I've been known to be wrong in the past. You know, I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect. All I'm saying is that because they don't know their history. But I can probably, I don't know, I have to learn so we are. I appreciate what Wonder E or Wondery I appreciate you coming by. I really do. But I think all this religious, political stuff is not that necessary. Not right here, not right now. I think we can all agree that we can all be people. We're talking about some boots, man. It's not bad, Wesley. It's. I mean, actually, it's kind of neat. I mean, the flags have a meaning. That's why flags. That's why country flags are important. Um, and I remember when I was a little kid in Mexico, because I went to school in Mexico until I was in third grade, and I remember when I was in kindergarten, first and second, they would teach us about the flag and what it meant. Now, obviously, this is a long time ago, and I don't remember half the stuff that they taught us. Um, but yeah, we would come every Monday. We would have to do like the national anthem, not just a pledge, but we had the national anthem. We would sing it. We would have marches. I mean, it's legit. I don't know if they still do it now, because even here in the U.S. they changed a lot about how they do that. But oh, I ain't even worried about it, Zach. It's just, it is what it is, buddy. I don't even. I've got no hate, man. And he don't. It don't bother me one bit. This one? Oh, you're talking about this? No, this is a Goodyear welted boot. Yeah, it's a Tacovas boot. Goodyear welted. Yeah. Oh, I guess my wife is listening to this live. She just texted me. She said, "Man, y'all supposed to be talking boots, not politics." Whatever. I guess she's over here watching. She's bored. Josephine. That's my wife's name. Uh, yeah, it would be, but all my stuff is made in the U.S., baby. And don't get me wrong. I mean, shoot, I love the U.S. I grew up poor in Mexico, and I didn't know what. I thought I was normal. I need some glasses. Yeah, I need some glasses. When are you gonna take me to the eye doctor? My wife is texting me again. She says I need some glasses. Yeah, I do need some glasses. Uh, who wants to? I mean, I hate to do this, but who wants to vote to block all Wandery out of here, man? Because I'm done with this political stuff, or not political, religion. I love, I'm religious too, but this ain't the place. Old Bugman says bye. All right, all right. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Oh. All right, I put him in timeout. 86,000 seconds. No, he has not. Let me see. All right. Adios, Wesley. Oh, you're just saying adios to that other guy. Yeah, he's gone now. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Let's see, Wesley. We it ain't Thorogood, but I mean, you get what you pay for when it comes to Thorogood boots. They're okay. They've got the only downside to them is they got the plastic welts, but I mean a lot of it you got to keep in mind they do certain things to their boots to keep the price down. So you get what you pay for with those boots. People like them. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you not to get them. People like them. They're good. You're welted. Oh, the Maximus. It was just religious stuff, man. It wasn't. He was telling me I wasn't Mexican and stuff like that. I mean, I looked like a Mexican. I talk a Mexican sometimes. Uh, yeah, Wesley for 250. I mean, they're not bad boots because we can rebuild those Thurgood for about 170, depending on the welt. Might be a little more, maybe like 270. But even then, you still have a good pair of boots broken in. I always tell people, because some people like to get on here and they'll bash other brands and stuff like that. Appreciate the sub, Bugman. They'll sit there and bash other brands, and the reality is, every brand has a different. They all have pros and cons, and so I can't really say here and say, hey, don't buy the boot, don't do this, don't do that, because it's not really. The boots may fit you better. Like Tacovas boots, you get what you pay for. I do feel like over the years, their quality has gone down some, and but the prices have drastically gone up. And I get it. You've got stuff going on in the economy, you've got price increases. I get all that, but you at least want to have a little bit more bang for your buck. And their boots have not really gone up that much in Paisley. Is that right? I don't know. I'm Mexican. Sometimes I can't pronounce crap. You can ask my wife. Thank you for subscribing. Um, and so, but no, I mean Tacovas are still. I mean, you get what you pay for. Between Tacovas and Chizos, if you haven't heard of them, I would probably go with the Chizos before I went with the Tacovas. That's just my opinion. But as far as other brands, I mean, they may fit you better because they use a different last. Like Tacovas, I can't wear Tacovas. They hurt my toes. Um, I've tried them because people ask me about them all the time. It's like, well, sure, let me try it. And nope. I actually have them at the house, taken apart to the point where you can see the guts of the boot. And I need to bring them in next time we do a live video, and I'll show you what they look like. And I'm not impressed. Uh, Grasmo, yeah, um, yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, and I grew up on a ranch riding horses, and so the more money you spend for a boot, they'll last you a lot longer. Obviously, I mean, I always tell people if you're gonna, because I mean, you're gonna have to get a good pair of boots, you're gonna have to spend 5, 6, 700 bucks. But if you're spending that much money for a pair of boots, you might as well save a little bit more money and get your pair of custom boots like the ones we make, or go to another shop. I do say beware of some of these shops in El Paso though. Boy, they'll get you quick. Trying to sell you some custom boots, but they're not custom. Um, Logger boots, there's good boots out there. And actually, since you mentioned that, let me show you something cool. Let's see what time it's about to be 10 o'clock. Fixing to go open the doors. But let me show you something cool here. So, um, William, so if you're talking about, let me go find it. If you're talking about logger boots, you probably heard of Nick's, JK. What's the other one? Nick's, JK. You got White's. They all make these logger boots, right? And also you have Drew's out of Portland. So I know the guys that own Drew's. Yeah, weird, right? All the way in Georgia. And these guys, let me show you their boots. They've got these logger boots right here, right? They're logger boots. So these in the US, they would be about $650, $700. And so what this guys did is, people were like, man, we love the boots. We want to get some boots, but we can't, I can't fork out $700 for a pair of boots. So what they did was they said, you want cheaper boots with the same quality? We can get that for you, but we'll have to send them to Mexico. And what they did is they went to Mexico and they bought like a 5,000 square foot facility so they can make these boots. And what they were able to do was they were able to cut the price of these boots almost by half. So you can get these boots from Drew's for like 350 bucks, 370, and it's not a bad deal. They sent me these because I told the guy, I was like, hey man, um, I was trying to find somebody to kind of sponsor one of my videos, and he sent me a pair of boots. Um, so they were real nice. See, they're Drew's boots, Drew's. And if you happen to get a pair from them, just tell them that I sent you. Just tell Manny the Bootmaker sent me, and I mean, they're good people. You know, they've got a good product because these are built to the same spec as like Nick's, White's, JK, same spec. And the reason I know that is because I've taken another pair of Drews apart for a customer of mine that needed to have them relasted. And so I know exactly what their guts look like, and I've resold not Drews. Yeah, I've resold Drews. I've resold Nick's, quite a few Nick's boots, and maybe a pair of JKs. I can't remember. Um, and these things, they're all about the same, and so you can't go wrong with these. So you've got your Vibram 100 lug soles. You got your screws. They're old stitched, and then you've got your logger heel. And you can get these from Drew's for like 350, which is, in my opinion, if you're going to get a pair of logger boots, you're going to have to. I mean, these are probably money's best because now I will say this: since these are made to the same standard, because they've got the leather footbeds, they don't have any cushion on the inside. You probably can't see nothing in there. They've got the leather footbeds. What's going to happen is these are going to have a breaking period. They're not going to be the magical, right out of the box comfort. These you're going to have to wear them, mold them to your feet. When they get uncomfortable, you got to take them back off. You got to put them back on. And about roughly with our custom boots, anyway, I tell people roughly about 2 weeks. These probably the same, if not sooner. Just depends on how hard you're working them. But once they're broken in, man, you're going to be good to go. And like I said, they're still in the box because they sent me a bunch of goodies and some notes and stuff. So really appreciate it, Drew's Boots. They're out in Eugene, Oregon. So tell them Manny the Bootmaker sent you. And if there's no tab, just put it in the comments or um, in the little notes box. Be like, hey, Manny from Georgia told me to buy some boots from you. And I would really appreciate that. I don't get anything for it, but I at least want them to know that I'm sending them business their way because they were nice enough to send me a pair of boots. So let's see. I know that was a long-winded discussion about those loggers, but by far some of the best ones I've seen. Bryson. I'm not, oh, what is it, Stafford? I'm not familiar with those particular boots in general. Um, but I mean, if for depending on the price, I mean, it might be, you can try them and see, you know, but I'm not familiar with those. Bugman, yeah, they're nice. They're real nice. And I know what they did recently is they actually, because people were complaining about the toes, and so they actually went out and redid their last, so their last is a little bit wider around the toes. Yeah, grass mow. I mean, those things they're legit. Like I've been meaning to do a video for them, and it's just because they sent them to me. Actually, this was a couple months ago, and I've started and stopped recording, but it's just one of those things where something comes up, something else comes up, and we just can't get it. So I need to get that video done for them. But they're good boots. Drew's boots. Wesley. Yeah, basically they're just a middleman. They're like Tecovas, right? Tecovas doesn't make any of their own stuff. They just have some companies in Mexico make stuff for them. There's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of companies that like that they can't control a lot of the quality because they ship it a lot of times they ship it directly to their consumer, to the stores, and They can't keep up with the quality. Just like Tacovas, they have issues. They do listen though. I'll give Tacovas that. People were complaining about the separation with the heel bases. Man, I tell you what, dude, these freaking heel bases are a pain in the butt to remove. Wesley. I don't know if I'm a corporate employee. I guess to some extent I was. I mean, I don't know about corporate though. I was never the suit and tie kind of guy. I was always doing something else. I grew up on a ranch, so I wouldn't consider that corporate. It sucks. Sometimes being your own boss sucks, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I'd rather it suck here than suck at a job where they can lay me off tomorrow. All right, grass mowing. We'll see. Yeah, I'm fixing to get off this live here in a minute because it's 10 o'clock. So, but yeah, we may start doing this. Give me some tips. I mean, we got 10 people on here that have been hanging out here for a minute. So, when would be a good time to do these lives? Once a day, Tuesday through Saturday, or about 9 a.m. or do it once a week? Um, Anonymous AGI. You just gonna have to find something you like, buddy. I mean, I can't really help you. I mean, if you don't have passions. I mean, once a week. What day? What day would be best? Because I like to do them once a week where we can get the most people on, so we can kind of chat and maybe kick out the. I mean, I can get political too, but I don't really care for that. You were doom scroll. Yeah, that's one thing about social media, man. I hate it because even for me, like I'll go do something for work related, um, and then I'll be like, let me go check this email real quick. Let me send an email, and before I know it, something pops up on Facebook. Then I start appreciated anonymous. Um, then I'll start doing something. Before you know it, man, an hour goes by, and I'm like, golly, dude, what in the world? I hate it. I'm to the point now where I just need to delete all my social media and just carry around a flip phone. But then I realized that I use it for work, and like right now, I'm recording on my phone. So, it's like kind of like a love and hate relationship. Let me go open up that front door real quick. I think I may got somebody. So, gotta pop the door open. It's a little hard to get open, but it's kind of like a love hate relationship with the social media stuff. So I don't know. I may delete it all from my stuff and just leave the phone here at the shop and give me a little flip phone or something. What's my opinion? I mean, if you want black boots, I mean, you can dye them. It'll be cheaper to dye the boots than it would be to go buy a new pair. But if that's the only pair you got, and it may not be a bad idea to buy you a black pair. So it's all personal preference. I mean, I can't really give you my opinion on it. Is it something you can do yourself? Yeah, you can do it yourself. And going from what is it, light brown to black? I mean, going black anything, it's always easier. So
Appreciate it, Wesley. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate the comments. But I'm gonna have to get off here soon so I can get some work done. Bugman, you still here? I thought you had to go work. You gonna get fired. You gonna fire yourself. No, that was Grassman, wasn't it? Yeah, no, that was Grass mowing, not you, Bugman. Grass mowing was the one that was leaving. He had to go work. My wife is on this live too, though. She's watching. She's sending me text messages. She's probably gonna fire me. You know, she's at her job. She's gonna fire me for being on social media. This one's a little bit harder on. Put some of this. Get it come on glued a little bit better. There we go. See? So much easier. Now we can start cutting. And it jumps up. Right when I think, this lab's going to be over, we get a bunch of people hop on. And they all missed a religious talk with this other guy that we kicked off the live. I mean, he wasn't being nasty, but he was just going on and on about my daddy and that I wasn't Mexican. I was like, man, get out of here with that stuff. Get out of here. But that was so much easier. All right, fellas, we've been at it for over an hour now, so I think we're gonna end it there. I got some stuff I got to get done. It was fun, so we'll try to plan a more precise time to do these lives. I don't know when, how, but we'll get it sorted out. For now, we'll just keep doing them as I guess they come up, but we'll get it sorted out one of these days. Maybe we can plan them for Friday or Saturday. Yes and no. We all right, bye, Bug Man. We'll chat with you later, man. Um, Christian, a lot of it just depends. We're not currently taking any more of that particular job, um, just for the simple fact that we just don't have the time. But if you Google sure repair shops near you, or if I tell you what, email me, go to my profile and find me. You can either text me or email me, and tell me where you're located. And what I can do is I can find you somebody close to you, somebody that I know or somebody that I'm familiar with. That'll be the best thing that we can do. All right, Seeker of Truth Music. You have a great day as well. All right, William. Hey, well, do you have an idea of when we should do these? Because everybody's, well, not everybody, but somebody else said once. They said once a week. I mean, I'm cool with once a week. Maybe we can do them once or twice. All right, Christian. Yeah, just either text me or email me and tell me you found me you saw me on YouTube, or you're talking to me on YouTube. I don't know who it is, and let me know where you're at, and I'll find somebody close to you, brother. Friday after 6. Unfortunately, Friday after 6, I'm at home with the kids, so it'll have to be somewhere a little bit earlier. And I'm trying to be more consistent with these videos too, but like I said, we got so much going that I just don't have the time. So that's why I figured live videos would be a little bit easier, but we'll get it. I kind of like 9 a.m. between 9 and 10. So that might be the time to do it, between 9 and 10 a.m. And we'll just do it for an hour. We just got to figure out which day works best. It seems like today, Friday, seems like I've gotten the most interaction. So I may either do Friday or Saturday. Saturday at 9. That might work better. Saturday at 9. Because in the afternoon we got stuff to do with the kids and stuff like that. That's why I'm in the shop from about 6:30 to 3. Because after that is kid time, and then stuff around the house. But all right, man. Tell you what, people missed a good live today. But anyway, all right. Well, it's time for me to head out here. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. You hit the little bell icon so that whenever we go live again, you'll be notified. And we're probably going to start doing once a week. I haven't decided if Friday or Saturday. We're almost at 70 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you haven't subscribed, do so. Hit the little bell so you can notify. And we will see you on the next video. Thank you.